Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I'm clearing your space. Thank you for sharing your beautiful energy. I'm sharing from my heart for the highest good of all, and I invite spirits of the light for whatever messages they'd like to send through me. I'm just going to set this incense aside. Today, I'm going to do a reading with the Oracle of the Wisdom of the Oracle deck and the tea leaves. Going to see what comes through. I'm not asking any specific questions, just seeing what the cards have to say today. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to go ahead this time and pull all the cards. Sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't. I'm going to go ahead and do that this time. And then we'll clarify with the tea leaves. It's always so, what's the word I'm looking for? Suspenseful, or I'm excited to see what the cards have to say. I'm going to take 6 today. Okay. The never-ending story. The number's 37 or the number 10. So you're feeling like this just goes on and on and on. I wish I had it with me down here, but I don't. I just bought a little heart that looks kind of like this. A little tiny heart. This is an hourglass, which all the sand is gone. The only thing left is the heart. So it's like the time is up to continue lamenting over this never-ending story. And they're so sad. They feel lost. So let's see what else is going on here. So there's something going on that you feel like it just keeps going on and on and on. And no matter what you do, it doesn't resolve. And that makes sense. You're between worlds. So this old never-ending story hasn't let you go yet. And so that's while you're sitting in what hasn't quite ended yet. It's this darkness. But you're stepping into this, and I feel like it has something to do with this heart. So, like, the heart is too big to pass through this hourglass. So you're taking your heart with you. You haven't closed your heart off, even though this keeps recycling, going on and on and on. You're going to be stepping out on the other side of this into bluer skies. You're going to be being renewed. See how her wings are down and how the bird's wings are looking kind of dirty and just worn out by this. So this is the never-ending story, and you're stepping out of it, but you're not fully into the new yet. Why? I hear you. I feel that. Oh, gosh, this feels heavy, and you want to know why. Why has this happened this way? Why, with all the effort you put in, the number 31, the number 4, so you were providing stability to this situation, and you want to know why, with all these question marks. Why has it not already ended? Why is this never-ending story not already closed out so that you can step fully into this new, the brighter sky. You've been journaling a lot about it with your guides. I feel like there's an answer close as well, like she's picking this up. She's picking this book up. So there's answers close at hand for you about why. Why? We're going to clarify this with the tea leaves cards. I feel like that's going to give us some answers to that. So this is making sense, definitely. I'm sorry you're going through this. Come to the edge. Number 36 or the number 9. So this goes with this card, coming to the edge between the two worlds. You're going to have to move closer to the edge of this. You're going to need to step closer, and that is going to take self-care, self-compassion, giving yourself a break and some grace, knowing that you did try everything, but people have to meet you halfway, and sometimes they're just not willing to for whatever reason. So coming to the edge to step further into this, the fates, number 17 or the number 8. Being under this card here, she's gone from this sadness to this. So that's what's on the other side of this. I know it can feel like a long way away, but that's what's on the other side. You're not quite, how do I say this? You're not quite between, I don't know how should I say this? It's like right now, today, you're feeling more in this world here. And so this reading is calling you to come to the edge of this. Come to the edge, which is going to require you to, stand up, get up, and this is what's waiting, even if it's just a glimmer for today, a glimmer of something better that motivates you to keep moving forward. Truth be told, yep, look at that, right under the why. The truth is going to be told, number 14 or the number 5. So change is in the wind, and we got that yesterday in a reading, change is in the wind. Look at these hearts. They're like rose petals, but they're in the shape of a heart. Truth be told. So somebody's been wearing a mask in this situation too, and it could be that it's someone else who's been wearing a mask, and you're going to be seeing the truth of it to know why this has happened. Something you've been, is it unable to see, unwilling to see, just not wanting to see? That they, so for some people, that's what this would be, is that someone's been wearing a mask and you've been asking why do they do that, why do they do this, why are they so difficult, why is it so difficult with them? You know, your intentions are good, and I'm hearing gaslighting, like they're gaslighting you and telling you, you know, yeah, my intentions are good, and yet you don't feel that. So truth be told, so yeah, like you're coming on, you're going to find something that's going to reveal truth to you. Whether that's a book about gaslighting or a video or something like that. And then for others, it could be that you've been wearing a mask and you are, either way, with the owl, you're gaining the wisdom, you're looking through this clear, you're seeing the clear sky, and here it is right here. Like you're on this side, but you're looking through, and here's where you're looking through into the clear sky. So it could be that you are the one taking off the mask, your own mask of like bending over backwards, doing everything you can, like even maybe stepping through onto the other person's side of the street, you know, like they say in 12-step programs, like clean your own side of the street. And maybe, you know, that could be another message with this card, come to the edge, like come to the edge, but don't travel into their energy, don't travel into their side of the street. You're just meant to tend to your own energy, and that's really all you have control over. So yeah, okay. And I'm not saying this is not about a person wearing a mask on purpose, so that wouldn't be what you're doing. Now the other person, they could be, although I'm not really feeling that. Like this is a mask that if they are wearing it, they don't even know it themselves. So I feel like the other person is, they think they're operating in good conscience. So let's clarify with the tea leaves and see, okay, the never-ending story. Can you tell us more about that? These are a little hard to shuffle because there are just so many of them. I haven't figured out a good way to do that. So, goodness. I think what I'm going to have to do is just do like half of the deck. Half the deck at a time, and I'm going to take one card from one half and one card from another for each card so we can get clarification. Okay, so Spirit, tell us about this never-ending story. What do we need to know? What more do we need to know? Can you clarify this for us, please? The crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. So this is the story of your life. This goes all the way back to childhood. This is the never-ending story that you feel like you just, no matter what you do, you keep winding up at the same spot. And that's what we were already saying about that. So, okay, what else, Spirit? Flute. Disappointment in a friend or lover. Yeah, so And that's what we were saying here with this truth be told and this person wearing a mask. So you're disappointed in a friend or a lover, and I feel like this could be a family member as well, or a whole family system. Can you tell us more about Between Worlds, please? Opportunity or windfall. So that's what I was saying about that, is once you step through, and this card underneath is like a clarifier to me for that, is that this is how you're going to feel on the other side of this. So you're feeling like it's a never-ending story, but it isn't. I know it feels like that, but an opportunity's waiting on the other side of that. What else about Between Worlds, please? Happiness? Exactly. So happiness and a windfall or opportunity on the other side of this as you step through. I don't really want to cover these cards up, so I'm going to kind of put them like this. Okay, Spirit, about the why. Tell us what the why, what more do we need to know about that, please? In need of help, assistance, and guidance. That's what I was saying with that card, is you're going to be given some help, assistance or guidance. It could be this message right here for you now. But it's coming in soon. Okay. And what else? Work, achievement, success. Work, achievement, success. So this has been going back to your childhood, this never-ending story of how things have been playing out. I think it's a family system, and perhaps a person in it or several people in the system, but disappointment with that. But then we're moving into this opportunity, happiness, help that's coming through. You're going to have success, some achievements that are going to have success. What about coming to the edge? What do we need to know about that, please? June. So June is coming up. Okay, and what else? What else about coming to the edge? Another of the months, May and June. That is wild that those two would, look at the amount of cards that are in this, and May and June come up side by side. So something important is happening May and June, and we're not sure of the year. It could be May and June of this year, but you're going to be coming to the edge of this between worlds. You're coming to the edge. And what about the fates, please? What do we need to know about that? Love, deep affection, and caring. So it's fated for you to have this love, deep affection, and caring. You need to have, I feel like, for yourself, for sure. It's a good time to plant some flowers too. That could really lift your spirits. If you're in a place where it's spring, or even planting something in your house. Okay. The heart. Yeah, and then we had the heart here. So you definitely have kept your heart open through all this, and that's hard to do. So I understand that's hard. In the middle of things like this, it can be really hard to keep your heart open, but you have a chain of events that will affect your life. Okay, so that goes along with fated. The fates. We're going to read about that to see what all it has to say. But first, let's read about that first. The fates. What number? The number 17. Okay, here's the book. Fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's interesting that that would be in this card, since I said that about, staying to your side of the street, and that's a 12-step thing, and that's where the serenity prayer comes from, Alcoholics Anonymous, and then also they use that in some of the other 12-step programs that have spun off from Alcoholics Anonymous. So yeah, that's so interesting. There are things in your life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on you by evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred. And then we got the why card. Okay. But you can accept the mystery and work with those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. Work with what those events and current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Okay, I'm going to read all of this because I think it could be any of these things, and there are a lot of people that could come across this as the years go by, so it could be different for everybody. Other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. Now, we also had a reading recently that was about a long-term relationship that was so woven together that it would be difficult to unwind from it. So it may be that the relationship stays together, but you become a better version of yourself as a result of it. So I'm just saying that because we did have that reading recently. I'm not sure if it's tied to this one, but anyway, I just felt led to say that. Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You're being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there's an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation, ride it out, and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. So, an opportunity or windfall and happiness. It is difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all. Yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there, life will only get better. Act as if you believe that, for the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. Okay. And lastly, truth be told. What would you like us to know about that, Spirit, please? You should accept valid criticism. Well, that is fitting to go on the truth be told card, isn't it? That there might be something that you need to face about yourself that maybe someone's been telling you. Valid criticism. Okay. But that does not mean, I don't think, taking it from someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart. So valid criticism comes from safe enough people who care about you. So, you know, if there's something maybe that you've been thinking yourself, like you might need to work on or consider possibly that, you know, you could do differently yourself, then that could be valid. Or maybe there's somebody trusted in your life that is trying to offer you some valid criticism. Here we have the feather. It's been a while since the feathers have shown up. Maybe you've been seeing feathers on your path. In the beginning of the channel, we had so many readings about feathers. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. So that's what Spirit is wanting you to know about the truth be told card. So the first thing about it is you or someone else could be wearing a mask, and that is going to be taken off. And then you're going to see clearly through this wisdom here into this new possibility, the new opportunities, and, you know, the happiness that is fated to be yours. So there's that truth, and then it's coming in a form of something being given to you, like we've already talked about. But then there's also someone you know is undependable and insincere. So that's the person who's wearing the mask. Okay, and then accepting some valid criticism. Okay, I'm gonna get a message from the Angel Whispers deck to close the reading. And if you feel like sharing your story in the comments, I would love to hear how this resonates with you, or if it doesn't, please leave it and let it move on for the person it's meant to find. Tell a loved one how much they do truly mean to you. It's better to tell them while they're among the living in another feather. Okay. So that's like seems kind of like a side note to this reading at the moment. I'm going to get one more of these. Let's see. Is there anything else the angels would like to say? Spirit? Like attracts like, so think only positive thoughts. I don't know about that. I mean, you take this how you want to, but to me, thinking only positive thoughts, I don't know that that's really realistic. So I would say do your best to think honest thoughts. Think honest thoughts. And sometimes those are not positive, but yeah, that's what I'm guided to say about that. Okay, so is there anything else for today? Spirit? I think that's it. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.